Security researchers, aided by Anthropic's Mythos, claim to have breached macOS. xAI introduced its coding agent called Grok Bu. And Netflix wants to use generative AI to make animated shorts. It's Friday, May 15th, and here's a quick look at some of the news happening in and around tech this morning from Engadget. Apple's operating systems are known for their security, especially compared to their rivals in mobile and computing. Now, security researchers from a Palo Alto-based company called Calif claimed that they were able to breach macOS after designing a privilege escalation exploit with help from Anthropic's Claude Mythos preview. As the Wall Street Journal reported, the exploit could be used to access parts of the MacBook that should be inaccessible and thus allows the attacker to take control of a Mac computer. Now, the researchers worked with Mythos to identify the vulnerabilities and to help them with the exploit's development. Mythos Preview was able to identify the bugs quickly because they belonged to known classes. Human expertise was still necessary to be able to design the exploit, but this shows advanced AI systems could unearth bugs and attack paths that were previously unknown and could be used by bad actors to stage security breaches. Apple is taking the researchers' findings seriously and told the journal, "Security is our top priority, and we take reports of potential vulnerabilities very seriously." In fact, the researchers already met with the company at Apple Park in Cupertino to discuss what they're calling the first public macOS kernel memory corruption exploit on M5 silicon. If the details they shared sounded vague, it is because they're planning to release the full technical details of their findings after Apple fixes the vulnerabilities and attack path. Anthropic uses Claude Mythos Preview for Project Glasswing, the initiative it launched in April to prevent AI cyber attacks with AI. Glasswing participants, including Amazon Web Services, Apple, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Google, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Palo Alto Networks, can use Mythos to strengthen the security of their own projects. Mozilla, for instance, previously announced that it found and patched 271 vulnerabilities in its latest release of the Firefox browser, with help from Mythos. Just a few days ago, OpenAI introduced its own cybersecurity initiative in response to Glasswing and Mythos. OpenAI's Daybreak uses its various AI models, including its specialized security agent Codex. It was designed around the premise that cyber defense should be built into software from the beginning and not just revolve around finding and fixing vulnerabilities. xAI has launched a coding agent of its own to serve as a competitor to its rivals' products, such as Anthropic's Claude Code. It's called Grok Bu, and it's still in its early beta version that's initially only available to Super Grok Heavy subscribers, paying $300 per month for the service. xAI describes Grok Bu as a powerful new coding agent and CLI for professional software engineering and complex coding work. It says it will take user feedback from the early beta release to improve the product. Super Grok Heavy users can install the beta from xAI's website and then log into their account to be able to access it. As Bloomberg noted, xAI has been trying to catch up to its rival companies like Anthropic and OpenAI. Elon Musk, the company's founder and CEO, previously admitted that it has fallen behind its competitors when it comes to coding. A couple of months ago, Musk said he was rebuilding xAI from the foundations up after several co-founders had left the company. One of the company's executives reportedly told staffers to work on getting Grok to match Claude's performance across various tasks. Grok has somewhat of a spotty reputation. If you'll recall, it had been generating non-consensual sexual images of real people instead of blocking users from doing so last year, according to a study by British nonprofit Centre for Countering Digital Hate published back in January. Grok generated around 3 million sexualized images, 23,000 of which featured children. xAI has since changed its policies to prevent users from editing of images of real people in revealing clothing, such as bikinis. xAI was acquired by Musk's other company, SpaceX, back in February. That merger could lead to space-based data centers for xAI, with SpaceX launching millions of satellites for the project. In fact, SpaceX had already filed an application with the FCC to launch satellites for an orbital data center. Since the merger, though, the companies have reportedly been losing talent one after the other. According to the information, more than 50 researchers and engineers have left the combined company, called SpaceXAI, including key personnel in coding and AI training. Well, Hollywood may have some conflicted feelings about the use of AI for content creation, but Netflix seems ready to jump in the deep end. According to The Verge, the streaming service has launched a new studio called INKubator that will specialize in creating generative AI content. Based on the current job listings for the team, it appears that this studio will be creating short-form animated content that centers Gen AI workflows and tools. Considering INKubator is still hiring pretty key roles like a head of technology, it may be a while before viewers see anything that the group produces. To start, the team's goal appears to be making animated shorts and specials, but there are suggestions that Netflix has greater ambitions for Ink. According to one job listing, the team plans at some point to expand from shorts to longer-form content. It's also not a total surprise that the streaming service is going this route, since Netflix has not been shy about embracing AI. The company is already using the tech in its advertisements, and it acquired Interpositive, an AI startup founded by Ben Affleck. The upcoming vertical video focus for Netflix's mobile app seems like a prime place to put the type of Gen AI content we might expect from INKubator. Thanks for listening. There's more tech news at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from Mariella Moon and Anna Washenko. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday morning with more tech news from Engadget.